In a world increasingly paralyzed by headlines of hardship, some stories stand out from the noise, not for their greatness, but for their grace. This is one such story. James, a powerful CEO known for his calm demeanor and sharp decisions, has built a formidable empire. But behind the boardroom facade is a man quietly pursuing something far more enduring: love, family, and meaning. That pursuit comes from Diep, a resilient woman whose heart has weathered more storms than the sky. Their journey takes a devastating turn. In a blind act of jealousy, a woman named Tra poisons Diep and her young son. It is a plot born of obsession and bitterness, and it almost works. But James, quick-witted and desperate, rushes them to the hospital. The days of suffering continued. James never left Diep's side. He stood by her bedside, eyes clouded with grief and guilt, whispering silent promises to the woman who had become his world. In the end, hope prevailed. Diep and her baby pulled through, and when they returned home, James held them as if he would never let go. In their quiet moments, over shared meals and whispered glances, there was something sacred, a deep, unwavering gratitude for survival, and for each other. Moved by the near fatalities, James's mother gave up her career to become a full-time grandmother. What started as a quiet support soon blossomed into something much more precious. The once distant relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law became more tender. Diep, in James's mother's eyes, became more than family. She became a daughter. Every morning, as James and Diep left for work, his mother stood at the door, her eyes full of pride and a quiet blessing. That daily goodbye was a powerful reminder. No matter what the world demanded, they had a home waiting for them. Soon, another storm struck, not in their home, but across the country. Severe flooding swept through their neighborhood, destroying crops, roads, schools, and homes. Whole communities were devastated. James and Diep did not stay in the safety of the city. Instead, they went out into the fields, ankle-deep in mud, their hearts heavy with grief. They saw heartbreaking scenes firsthand. A young boy carrying his younger brother across a collapsed road, an old man staring at the ruins of his home. James, usually reserved and calm, now felt the weight of it all. His voice cracked as he said, "We can't just stand here. I have to do something." Now, that very day, James pledged his company's resources to the area's recovery. Bridges would be rebuilt, schools would reopen, temporary housing would be provided. But what's more important than money is how they give, with sincerity and dedication. While James drew attention for her leadership, Diep worked quietly. She picked fruit, sold snails at the local market, and donated every penny she earned to the relief fund. Locals were surprised. Why would the wife of a wealthy CEO have to work in muddy fields? But when asked, Diep just smiled. Just one more child going to school, or one more full stomach, it's worth it. Her actions didn't need praise. They whispered something much bigger than praise. True compassion that not only shows, but endures. Inspired by Diep's humility, James's mother changed. She parted with her treasures, a designer handbag, a diamond necklace, a Parisian watch. I thought I had a good life, she confessed to James. But now I want to do better. 3 generations set out together, not as celebrities, not with cameras, but with gifts, envelopes of cash, and warm hugs for families who had lost everything. Children laughed again. Older people wept, not out of sadness, but out of recognition. They didn't give as benefactors. They gave as neighbors. One evening, after giving presents to a young couple and their 3 children, the family was invited to stay for a simple dinner. The meal was nothing fancy, just boiled vegetables and fish stewed under soft oil lamps. But for James, Diep and his mother, it was a feast for the soul. That night, the stars appeared different. The thatched roofs became cathedrals. And in the silence, the 3 realized, love, when given at the right time, is the greatest miracle. Then came another storm. Just as life was beginning to feel whole again, disaster struck. James received an urgent call. His company's western factory and the surrounding timberlands had been devastated by flash floods. The devastation was almost total. James stood still, the weight of the news sinking into his bones. Only a few days ago, he had been the one offering help. Now, he was the one needing help. He sat in the courtyard, his mind filled with uncertainty. But then Diep appeared, calm, steady, warm. She put her hand on his shoulder and said the words he didn't know he needed. Whatever happens, we'll get through it. Together, and just like that, the storm no longer felt invincible.